Yo, 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 baby, how's it going? This is Yad reporting for daygame.com. Got John helping out today. How are you, mate?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah, all good.
Very well. So, yeah, we're just going to get straight stuck into this one, mate. It's all about, hunting through the pack of thousands on Oxford Street, I think, or Regent Street this is. But yeah, it's one of the busiest streets in London. And it just shows, there's always something about, just keep on the lookout. And this is a lovely au pair, very young girl, just in London, doing her thing, looking after some nippers. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Let's see what happens. Sorry, excuse me. Can I just tell you something very quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, I just saw you from over there and I had to run over and say hello.
Yeah.
I thought you looked really nice.
Thank you.
Your style and everything. Nice. Okay, so she was ambling along and me and Tom discussed this a few times on the other clips. It's basically when you're being a socially intelligent day gamer. It's when it's a very subtle version of the ad stop, because I think I've had the experience now to be able to suss out what kind of yad stop I need to do. Is it the full-on 1, 2, 3, 4 and then turn, or is it this one where it's a bit more subtle, where I recognize her pace, I know what sort of ferocity I need to be traveling at, and again, the compliments are very, very sort of shall we say, low pressure. Very, I thought you looked very French or something. I think in this case, it turns out to be the fact that she's French. So it works on many levels. So yeah.
Okay.
Are you French? Really?
How do you know?
I don't know, because I think of French women dressed like this.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Doing it?
Yeah. So what brought you to London from France? I thought French people hate us.
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay, you're different.
I don't think they do.
Okay.
I'm not living in London, I'm living in King's Langley, close to Watford.
So there is this thing, I'll play on it, the fact that French people don't learn English very well, they refuse to a lot of the time. And she's clearly just a nice French girl who's just like doing her best in London, and there needs to be a bit of teasing, there needs to be a bit of a bit of reaction, otherwise the set just goes stayed, because she was just very mousy. That's what I picked up on, very mousy.
Okay.
But it's cool the way I sort of animated it. Yeah, you've got to be careful sometimes, like we've discussed this before, where you get a girl who's just very nice, very easygoing, but you can fall into the trap of, just mirroring that, which is basically you're going by her vibe, you're not going by your vibe. Your vibe should be one of animation, one of a guy who is having fun that day and is genuinely in the mood to make new friends.
Yeah.
And it's completely down to you to turn that sort of vibe around, because she's just a nice girl who's doing her best in London and walking around, a bit bored, so you can easily, if your vibe isn't strong and you sort of take her lead, it will just become like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then it just falls flat.
Yeah, exactly. And so she goes back and thinks, oh, yeah, that was a nice conversation. On a boring day, that was okay. She doesn't think, oh wow, like what an amazing breath of fresh air in a boring day, Kingston?
King's Langley, but it's not in London, it's in the north.
Is it near London?
Yeah, it's 20 minutes by
Yeah,
train.
yeah.
And I'm an au pair there.
Ah. And where are the kids?
I'm free today.
Phew. The kids are not like running off somewhere.
No, they're at school.
You didn't leave them in the toy shop, Hamley?
No. Yeah, I left them there for 2 hours and I go.
So we talk about teasing, we talk about building attraction. This is great, the fact that she goes, I'm an au pair, Now, in rapport mode, you go, oh, cool, okay, so how many kids are you looking after? How's it going? What's the opposite of that?
Attraction.
Attraction, taking the mick, not the mick as in, taking them, like, being teasing
being
and
playful.
Just being playful. And, this is a good example, you could just sort of change situations to that, like you do with teasing. Basically is a good bit of skill when you're being humorous, talk about outlandish scenarios, that obviously aren't true. So this is a good example of that. That would be not the way to do the job.
No.
Yeah.
That's not how I do.
I don't know what I was gonna say, but what's au pairing like?
Mm-hmm.
What's it like being an au pair in London? Is it?
I like it.
Yeah. The kids are okay to you?
Yes.
Like how old are they? Are they?
They are 3, 9, 12, and
3, 9, 12.
and 16.
That's 16. Are you sure? You're not saying 6?
16.
How can he be 16? That's crazy.
Why?
He doesn't need an au pair.
No, but she's the sister, so I'm the au pair for the younger one. And when they are 16, they still need to eat, so you still need to cook for them.
Okay. Wow, I wish why didn't I think of that? When I was 16, I was such a lazy boy, and my mum was getting so angry at me all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I have to clean after you, I have to do everything for you. I should have just told her to hire me a French au pair. Make me crepes in the morning.
Exactly.
Can you do that? Oh my God. So again, it's a great bit of attraction here. Just, teasing her, creating scenarios where, I'm a lazy 16-year-old boy, so I'm not sort of trying to show off in any way. This makes women very relaxed. One good thing I found actually is when you do talk about yourself in the former life, not former life, that sounds spiritual. Former years, right? In a way, former life, I suppose, because I'm unrecognizable from that Yad, from 16-year-old Yad, hopefully. You are too. So from that 16-year-old self, I think if you're thinking stuff like, if you're going back to that 16-year-old self, for example, or that 8-year-old self, and you're saying stuff like, I used to be such a geek, or it's such a cool way of talking, because it's very much what you'd say with a mate.
Yeah.
It goes back to the comfort thing,
Yeah, it's very informal.
Yeah, and you're prepared, your ego doesn't get in the way of you just being a bit like, I was a bit of a twat, basically, or I was a bit of a this, I was a bit of a geek, but obviously I'm amazing now. But it's always good to pepper it with stuff like that as well, because they love a bit of cocky and funny. I suppose the funny bit is when you're you're a 16-year-old who's lazy, who needs a French au pair to make him crepes in the morning and tidy up after him. But similarly, you're saying, I'm great now, and it's a bit of cockiness as well. So yeah, it's a good example of push and pull. Amazing. And what do you do for fun in London?
I'm not coming so often in London because I'm not living in London. But
so you're very close.
I'm visiting friends now.
Okay. But you don't come in to party or to have drinks and...
Sometimes. But I don't know a lot of people, but I stay there. I have some friends up there. It's fine. And I'm very busy.
Busy with 16-year-olds. I don't think you got a good deal there, to be honest. I think you got a very bad deal.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Because, all right, the 16-year-old is okay, do this, do that.
No, she's not like that. It's a girl. But it's like my younger sister now. I'm more taking care of the 3-year-old, the 9-year-old.
So she respects you?
Yes, of course.
Yes, but in a friendly way. You're on...
Yeah, but she listens to me also. But I don't like.
Do you give her advice about?
I prefer to be friend with her because I'm only a couple of years older.
Yeah. How old are you?
What do you think?
21. 20 years old. And does she say, I love this boy and I don't know what I'm doing at the moment?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah, she asked me some advice and everything. No, she's very nice.
So it's cool to talk about some risque topics, I always think. And this is, instead of asking, you know, so what's your like boring topics about her and the 16-year-old girl she's looking after? I'm like, oh, so she asks you for like, you know, not saying sexual, but clearly stuff pertaining to a boy.
It's a spike,
So
isn't it?
it's a bit of a spike, isn't it? Yeah.
And she speaks French a bit, so she likes because she can practice French with me.
Ah, so there's multi-levels of use for you.
Yeah.
The family has thought about this very much. They're like, our daughter wants to learn French, she needs crepes. All right, well listen, it was really nice to meet you.
Yeah.
What's your name? How do you say it in French? I thought that's what you're going to say, but it sounds very normal. And I don't know, like, do you like our shops? Is this something you like? So cool. I realized maybe I've gone for the number close a bit too early because we're 5 minutes in now, and I usually have slightly longer sets. So I feel, you know, let me just build a bit more rapport because it's been quite jokey. It's been quite like teasing. You know, I'm teasing her about her uses for the family, blah blah, and now I'm just going, oh, so how are you finding London? Do you like our shops? And just a nice question to
make her a bit more comfortable.
Exactly. Yeah. So she knows that when she comes for a coffee, you can tease, yes, sure, but you can also talk about very superficial rapport stuff like, oh, so how's London going on, you know, treating you and all that. You know, going out in London, because I think every girl just loves shops in London.
Yes. I'm not
a
shopping girl, but...
You're not a shopper?
Yes, I like it. Why not?
So this is cool. This one thing I do in really good sets is when I sort of express myself in a very cavalier way. So you're not a shopper. Like something like that, just to let her know you're not taking her seriously. Not if you do that too much, it sort of unravels things. But what I'm saying is, just every now and again, you just like, oh, okay, oh, so you're not a shopper. So it's very sort of cavalier, you know, it just sets the mood right. And yeah, you could see we did mention the legs again.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna mention something else about the fractionation, the old looking around. Yeah, so because it was a bit intense, we had such good eye contact. You could see the proximity, and also that's why perhaps I've taken a step back there. It's just because it was so sexual, it was so deep, the eye contact. That's good. I'm not saying that's bad, but you also need a break from that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
You can't stay at that level all the time.
Yeah.
You need to come out and then go back in.
Yeah, exactly. So she needs to know that you can turn it on, turn it off at her pace, at your pace, you know, and it's such a cool thing for her to know. She basically understands that you get her, that you get how women work, you know, in terms of, and this is, trust me, that if there's one thing I didn't know in life is how women work. And now, after years of day game, and specifically day game, I think, in terms of learning the intricacies of being, how women sort of respond to certain things, your behavior, and how you affect their behavior. I think it's this exercise that me and you have gone through day game, via day game, is unbelievable for knowing little things like that. I just don't know how you could pick stuff like that up without engaging so many women, you know.
Yeah,
so
I think that's what day game gives you.
Exactly.
Lots of experience very quickly, well, depending on how much time you put into it.
Yeah, and we've discussed this before. It's you know, with practice, what happens is day game gives you that raw feedback, you know, that immediate feedback. There is nothing more raw than day game in terms of if you make her feel a certain way, she'll respond. There's no alcohol contaminating the situation. There's no friends contaminating the situation. It's just you and her. It's bold as brass. You know what I mean? So.
Shopping, like I can spend all my time shopping. No.
Like some girls, yeah. Some girls are just obsessed.
Yeah.
All right, well, me and my friends, we go out a lot. I'd like to invite you out sometime. You should come out with us.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll text you, invite you, send you an invitation. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So cool, just a very low-key, like, number close. Hey, I'd like to invite you out sometime. You know, I go out a lot. You know, in London. Would be cool to invite you out. Send you an invitation. Just very low key. I know she wants to meet me already, so I'm just being a bit gullible at the moment. You know, do you know what I mean? I'm not being overly confident because I think being overly confident when she's really into you is a bit too much. So just, I know she'll meet me 100%. So it's just like, oh, cool. Well, you know, I'd love, is that okay to invite you out sometime? I 100% know she's going to say yes. You know, she's so into me. So I'm just making it like really nice, you know? Not like, what's your number? Here, just put it in. She's a bit like, oh.
Yeah.
Bit
Well, you're right. She's that kind of girl. She's quite meek and friendly, so.
Very.
Yeah.
And also, what's cool about that is she feels she's part of the decision-making process. You know, I wouldn't, let's just have a disclaimer. I don't always recommend you going, is it okay to invite you out sometime? I don't think that's good in every step.
Generally, we don't teach that because it can come across as weak.
Yeah.
That's the thing for inexperienced guys.
Exactly.
Because they are genuinely asking her permission.
Yeah. Whereas here, I've got such a hold over her. It's almost like so bold of me to go, would it be okay to invite you out? It's almost like having a girl spread out on your bed, legs akimbo, and you're going, would it be okay if I just stick it in? Yes, please, hurry up. You know, it's that sort of attitude, you know? It's, you know you've got it. So, yeah, we should make that distinction. So what's your...
Oh, I don't know. I don't know it by heart. 07.
07. Cool.
Yes. And what's your name?
My name is Yad, J-A-D.
Okay.
Okay, well, have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
How good is our weather today? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I don't know why.
People say it's raining in England.
No. It's freakish though. To be this good. This is not normal.
Yeah.
You know.
But since September it has been like this a lot. I had more sun than rain since I'm here.
You just have to bless the gods. Count your lucky stars. You know. All right. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, what I liked there at the end was
Yeah.
you didn't just get the number and then leave. It's good to get the number and then just carry on, just for even another 30 seconds or a minute.
Yeah.
Just to show that like the number's not a big deal. It's not like, oh, I've got a number, you know, I'm kind of running away. It's just, I've got a number, the number's no big deal, and it's just part of the conversation. It's not like this big thing that happened that's like the climax of the whole interaction. It's just part of it, you know.
And it's such Aupair comment as well. Oh, how good is our weather today, by the way? It's just such a nice sort of comment to leave on. It's, you know, and it was genuinely, I think that was like in February or something, and it was quite a bit of a surprise and shock to everyone how good the weather was in London. So it was a bit of a very apt thing to say, and again, very low pressure. You're not going, you know, I think there's a danger here that some students might think it's good to pipe up again whilst you got the number. No, it's good to say something like you said. It's good to say something nice and easygoing, but it's not good to, at that point, all of a sudden become animated as well, because that suggests that you think of the number as too much of a big deal.
Yeah.
I think it's a very fine line. That was very much cool. The number's not a big deal. How good is our weather? I just feel like being expressive about how good it is today. Not, oh, I got a number, I'm so excited. So anyway, like I was going to say before you go, what was your style from? Where'd you buy that? Zara? You know, you're not being like overly, you know, compensating for something, you know.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That was great.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was I think a good example of how to, and it was only 7 minutes, so you know, I have much longer sets in my other clips, but this is a good example of a solid, you know, if you're on your lunch break for you suits out there, this is a good way of knowing what a solid 5-7 minute number close should be like. I think the bulk of it is attraction building. Pepper it with a bit of rapport amongst all the attraction stuff, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers, John, for helping out.
You're welcome. Yeah,
good working with you. And again, reporting from daygame.com, baby. See you soon.